global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Despite the cry, despite the push, despite the campaign made for Southeastern person extraction to become the president of Nigeria, it seems as if both the opposing party and the ruling party have decided to sideline them in a tactical manner, I must say, while the elder statesmen and the strong old politicians and elder statesmen are beginning to talk about the consequences that this may cause. While some seem to be against that move, insisting that the Southeasterner must, as a case of justice and equity, be given that role. Of course, right now we're still looking at the radar of Peter Obi being the only survivor from a very low party. But then again, there are other prominent politicians from the Igbo extraction who believe that the only way Igbo can be a president is through this dimension. In a moment, you're going to find out what these two parties, two strong Igbo men are saying, even though they're from the same Southeast, but their opinions are totally different and they come with very strong reasons as well. We'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Let's start with what ElderState has got to say. Then we'll look at what Jim Nwobodo said concerning Igbo's fate. Well, according to the news, First Republican Aviation Minister Mbazulike Amechi has disclosed those who would decide if Southeast would produce Nigerian president. Amechi made the remark while urging the Igbos to be politically grounded in politics and in parties with national outlook. And this, Amechi said, would help the cause of Igbos. Speaking, the elder statesman said politicians were not creating an enabling environment for peace and unity by ignoring the Igbos. The former minister also decried the marginalization of Southeast. According to Amechi, if the politicians decide that the Southeast should produce Nigerian president, then the region will produce it. If the politicians decide that the Southeast should not produce the South and the Southeast continues to be excluded from the elections in the country, it will not be good. The South as a whole now has said its treatment being meted to Southeast is wrong. The Southwest has said so, the South has said so, and the Middle Belt has said so. I don't think they are creating a fertile ground for peace in the country. A president can only be produced through a national political party, and the Igbo should belong to the two major political parties that is aiming to rule the country, which is APC and PDP. Ignoring Igbos is not watering the ground for peace and unity in the country. Of course, he's now admonishing the Southeasterners to please look towards having joining national level politics and not just the state level politics. But let's find out what Jim Nwobodo has got to say. His own view is totally different from what Elder Mbazulike said. He said a former governor of old Anambra State in the Second Republic, Chief Jim Nwobodo, while being interviewed, said Igbo presidency can only come through the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, that is Atiku Abubakar, Nwobodo said. He said, I'm talking about Igbo presidency, but the Igbo presidency will come only through PDP. You see, in party politics, there are always two big political parties usually. If you go to Britain, that's Britain, UK, there are two big political parties. If you go to America, two big political parties. The rest are there. So in Nigeria, there are two big political parties, and we have captured one. So Igbo presidency will still come. What is the elder statement insinuating? Does it mean that there is no Igbo person capable of ruling over Nigeria without the help of Atiku? Even though the Igbos are very industrious and known across Nigeria for their leadership role, what the Igbos need to get to power is to get the needed structure in other parts of the country and stop the lone politics. They need the other parts of the country to get the presidency of Nigeria. They will need the help of Southwest, they will need the help of Southeast, they will need the help of South, and the entire North for votes, which can only come if they ally with these parts of the country. Jim Nwobodo is wrong. How will the Igbos get to the presidency through Atiku, as he claims? And you think, with due respect, sir, that Atiku, after spending 4 years, we just carried the gold mine given to him and just said, okay, I'm tired of spending 4 years. Come and take Igbos, you have been marginalized. Who says? With due respect to everyone present, There's some persons who they said just enter as a vice or a deputy. Don't worry, after 8 years, you would relinquish it because I would like to be the president. They say, "Nyang." After the nyang, when it was time for them to relinquish power, they said, well, why should I relinquish power? I have the capacity, I have the education, I have the wherewithal. I've been tested and trusted. People have grown to love me. They know my capacity. So why should I give it to you? If you look at it, everything is for me. Everything seems to be against you. So why shouldn't I run? Everybody's clamoring that I should run for the position. I look fit for it. So if you give someone your power, please don't expect that you get that power without struggling it. Now, if you ask me, among the Igbo aspirant or among the Southeastern aspirant, the only person who have taken the bulls by the horns, it doesn't. I pray he remains in that light. Is Peter Obi. Yes, like Jim Mobile has said, two major parties who say they are not upset. APC was usually not like this until it began to gather. They became a formidable force. Many parties gathered together. If they do same with Labour Party, fronting Peter Obi as a first liner, and who says that if the youth of this country make up their mind, I'm not talking about politically induced youth, I'm talking about youth who have said, Otoge, Kasorosoke, let us begin to yarn. The youth that will say, is enough of this corruption in this country. We want to take back this country and put it in the right developmental strides. The youth that will say, okay, we've had enough. We do well in every aspect, every sector of the economy, but for leadership. We are blessed in every aspect, but for leadership. It's time to put the right leader, even though we know the right leader when we hear and see one. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. We know the truth, just that we are being deceived by stomach infrastructure by some few. And when they come with that deception, they begin to pay influencers, and influencers begin to talk anyhow. But we know the truth when we see one. And if it's there to say enough of this, whether you're an influencer or not, and you're trying to, impose or superimpose the wrong candidate, we say no, we follow the vote. If they want to rig the vote, I've seen youth in NSAS. Nigerian youth, I've seen that when they make up their mind and the movement begins, you can't stop them. And they now move from social media movie to physical voting, where everybody had the PVC, the permanent voters card. Say, let us hit the polling units. Everybody protect the polling unit, protect the ballot box. Any talk that comes, you hold him down. So where are you running with where are you running with the talk with the ballot box? You go nowhere. Oh yeah, INEC official count it in front of us. Everybody, every unit protects the ballot box. Let us see how they will rig it. We change it, we follow it. As they're doing it, they're announcing it. They're doing it, somebody's video is announcing it. Let me see how possible it is to rig it. The reason why they're rigging it is because when they come, they scatter the thing, they shoot in the air, people scamper for safety, they carry the ballot board, they change it, and they now begin to count. If the youth follow it up this time, it's only the youth, honestly, it's only the youth, Nigerian youth, that can change the narrative. So it's not by the polity. Why it looks as if it has big parties and all, it's because they have formidable force, they have structures on ground that can make things work. If the youth say they want to change the narrative, we will change it. And it has to begin with the right person who will tell us that if you go in there, you're going to make the positive change. The youth follow you. But as it is right now, inducement will come on sides, those who will go with money bags will come, but it's left. Nigerians' future is in the hands of the youths, their youths. Let's meet in that comment section. Do you agree with Pa Mbazulike or even Jim Nwobodo on his assertion that the Igbos cannot get president except through only Atiku? I totally disagree.